Another source of problems in the financial statements are just disagreements in judgment. Now, can reasonable people disagree? Yeah, about lots of things. But can reasonable people disagree about accounting? Oh, yeah. Let's just talk about some of them. Let's look at a building. You and I both look at the same building. Could we disagree about how long that building's going to last? Yeah. And that's important in accounting because it determines how much the depreciation is each year. Can we look at a long-term contract that's going to last 4, 5, 6, 7 years and disagree about what fraction that contract was completed this year, the percentage of work done this year? Yeah, we can disagree. That's an important number because that determines how much revenue do we report in the income statement this year. How about our existing accounts receivable? Can we disagree about how much will ultimately be collected? Yeah, we don't know the future. You and I can disagree on that. How about the number of products that are going to be returned for warranty service? We're not sure how this batch, this year's production, is going to hold up in the future. So we don't know exactly how much warranty service is going to be needed in the future. There are lots of agreements in judgment. I'm not lying, you're not lying. We just disagree. Other things we can disagree about. There are many of them. Accounting's all about disagreements. Reasonable people can disagree. If we've got a pension plan, can we disagree about the length of time that employees are going to live after they retire? Well, nobody knows that. At least I don't. I don't think you do. How about the likelihood that a company's going to lose a lawsuit? Yeah, that's a very interesting accounting issue because if it looks very probable that you're going to lose a lawsuit, we've got to report that right now in the financial statements. Of course, companies don't want to do that, so we have to decide what is the likelihood we're going to lose this lawsuit. For income tax reporting, what's the probability that we're going to generate future taxable income so we can take advantage of some of these tax benefits that we've got? That really impacts our reporting of income tax expense, and we don't know. We don't know if we're going to be reporting income in France next year or over the next 5 years or in Ghana or in Zimbabwe or in Australia or wherever else we have operations. Reasonable people can disagree. There could be disagreements in judgment. That's a problem for financial reporting. How do we minimize the impact of these disagreements in judgment? We can't eliminate them. Reasonable people are going to disagree. We're not lying. We're not trying to trick anybody. We're just disagreeing. How can we minimize the impact? And then let's also be honest. If I'm the banker, I'm going to view the financial statements in one way. If I'm the company trying to get the loan, I've got incentives to view the financial statements a little more favorably. So yeah, there are disagreements in judgment, but we've got economic incentives to maybe disagree in a systematic way. So how can we minimize the impact of that? Well, that's one place that the auditors can really help. The auditors come in as an independent third party and they push back on these judgments. Well, are you sure that building can last that long? Are you sure you're going to be able to collect that many accounts receivable? The auditors push back on all of these judgments and force the company to justify them to an independent outside third party, the auditor. Another thing that can minimize is just self-regulation. Listen, what have we all learned in our lives? You can only hide things and kind of make things look as good as possible for so long, and finally the truth comes out. And companies have seen that over and over and over. So self-regulation means let's just police ourselves here to protect our reputation, because the last thing we want is to kind of be a little over-optimistic, and finally the truth comes out and people say, well, they've been being too optimistic with every single financial report they've ever released. We now doubt everything they say. We need to remain our reputation, our credibility in the marketplace, so we practice a little self-restraint. And the auditors coming in help us to restrain ourselves. Auditors and self-regulation can reduce the impact of these disagreements in judgment.